Although it's not like they're not getting anything in return. The rewards, I think, are fantastic.
There are some decent rewards.
There are good rewards, so have a look on there. I suggest the dictator tier or the god tier.
Obviously, me being me, I was always a good god and very benevolent to my little people that I had to look after in my little village and so on and so forth.
The reason why this was so controversial, we know YouTubers do this constantly, all the time. All the big boys are very greedy, horrible people, essentially, and they need endless piles of money for absolutely no reason.
I saw lots of people on YouTube doing a far worse job than I could have possibly done before I'd started. So I saw their videos. So these videos are a bit rubbish. I'd like their money. So that was pretty much my thinking behind it.
Yes, I've had a Patreon account just to have 3,000 subscribers over on my other channel, and basically the day I set it up and mentioned that I've set up a Patreon page, loads of people started going really and going absolutely crazy in the comment section. I had one, and mainly due to the fact that apparently it's a form of begging.
See,
I don't really see how it's begging in any way.
no,
Because begging is basically you don't give anything in return and you just hold your hand out and ask for money.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
That's what begging is.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're setting up a Patreon account, you're not allowed to set one up just so people can give you money. You have to have something in place, a justified reason.
This humiliates me to ask this, but everything's so shaky, and the only platform that I've got in activity is Patreon. I'm sorry, I feel stupid asking this, but I don't want to do.
We're not doing this again.
No, because we know where it leads. Yeah.
No, we're not doing this again. But yeah, no, in all seriousness.
Again, I'll be really honest, it's the first time in my life I've really had money. It's the first time I've really had money, and it feels like a waste of time. It really does. Honestly.
This is some lucid thinking, right?
It's true though, it feels like a waste of time. That's why I'm going full time on YouTube, because I value my time far more than I do the money. And no matter what game it is, I'm going to think about, what questions can I raise in my mind about this game? How can I turn this into content? How can I make money off of this?
The successfulness of a person seems to be how much money they can make.
I used to do that, but then one day, like I said, I just realised I was a complete idiot.
I mean, so we're just continuing to create content and get absolutely nothing for it other than a little bit of fun. Pour me another drink.
But that's the thing, I'm creatively driven, I'm not financially driven.
Yeah.
I like to be remunerated for my creativity, but it's the creativity which is more important.
So what you're saying...
The reason why I've quit games collecting is because I've decided to give up a level of materialism in my life, because materialism is essentially for sheep, for followers.
Okay.
I want to walk my own path in life. And collecting's not over for me by any stretch. I'm just not collecting games anymore. I intend on collecting experiences. I like to think of myself as a game procurer. Someone who goes around and has just accidentally amassed a large selection of games through my passion of gaming. And at no point have I actively gone out to collect, I've just amassed them through my passion. And that's why it's important for collectors like me, who have been collecting for years, to step up to the plate to say, no more. This is stupid. We need to work together, us people who are genuinely passionate about games, and flush these ridiculous values down the toilet.
It's annoying to watch.
It is. It feels incredibly false and very sellouty.
Yeah. You had all of these unskilled morons who can't get real jobs attempt to make money by reselling stuff on eBay instead.
You really do hate these resellers.
I do. I hate anyone who can't earn money in a ethical way. Legitimate or ethical. Really.
Tell them, oh, blah, 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 thing. Okay, so yes.
There are damaging people in society, such as there is somewhat of an antichrist known as Metal Jesus.
Let's be honest, YouTube content is a bit idiotic.
I'm not doing that again.
It's very lowbrow.
Something what confuses me though, I've mentioned on Twitter earlier this week that as of July 2019, I am going to try going pro on YouTube.
What difference is it to busking, for example, playing a guitar in the street? People have the option to say, oh, I like the music, I'd like to contribute. Yeah. It's exactly the same, that's not begging.
Patreon.
But I've already got enough money to survive. Yeah. Basically, has he been worked into believing that he needs all this material crap, basically, what he doesn't need?
It feels very false. It's not very nice.
It's not. Like it's uncomfortable to watch because you can just see people trying to be greedy and extract as much money from the YouTube ecosystem as possible by behaving like complete plonkers, essentially, isn't it? So it's annoying to watch.
And I'm doing it with 32,000 subs, and I don't put out misleading clickbait. So why would a channel that much bigger than mine still need to do that? Yeah, I don't need to do that, and I've only got 32,000 subs, and I can survive on that money.
Okay, just put out more clickbait. This always works for me. Also boobs as well. Put boobs in the thumbnails.
The only thing, there is one area which does confuse me slightly with Patreon. I would say, and this is my negative towards the platform, is the fact that you've got these huge YouTubers who've got millions of subscribers who are obviously making an absolute fortune through advertising revenue, yet they still have Patreon pages and people still donate despite the fact that they're already rolling in it. Like, why would someone want to give a tip to someone who's already rich?
Yeah, no,
you don't generally tip a big business, do you? So
what was it that made you
want to be on YouTube in the first place?
Money.
I suppose so. Some people aren't quite as developed as myself spiritually.
Money.
Yes, lots of money.
It's a tip jar, basically, which is nothing to do with begging. Absolutely nothing. So where do you think this comes from, the e-begging term? Because you cannot direct it as a form of begging in any direction, no matter which way you look at it.
Channel your energy into leaving the creators you enjoy compliments, or even better, Patreon donations, because who doesn't love free money?
But you're not going to tip the owner of the Porsche garage, are you?
No.
So how come on the internet people tip large YouTubers? I don't know if anyone can explain that one.
Maybe it's because there isn't a lot of.
Do you know what I think it
crossover.
is? I genuinely think that most people just don't realise how much money people make on YouTube. But I'll be honest, I'll be transparent with the people here. There has been months where I've turned over 4 figures on YouTube.
Yeah.
And as you know,
And it's a relatively
it's a tiny
small
channel. If I've done that, with at the time less than 20,000 subscribers, how much money are these people making with millions of subscribers? They don't need Patreons, do they?
Yeah,
They
well,
really don't.
And I like to think that these channels, Top Hat Chat and Top Hat Gaming Man, I hope they stand out from the pack. They're two gaming channels that are quite different from everything else, rather than continuing to pollute the YouTube echo chamber like the majority of other tubers' content out there. Would you agree with that?
Some felt it wasn't particularly original and had a slow pace.
What would you say to the people who have compared you to the angry video game nerd?
Ill-informed.
Ill-informed.
I've got taste. To
Taste.
start, yes. He craps on a lot of stuff.
Because I can't watch a lot of the content I used to like because I'm too educated now that I know they're not going to produce any content on anything I don't already know. I'm just honest, and he repeatedly pushes up the price of games through his own selfish needs. I want to do the opposite. I want to lower the market. I want to help the world. I want everyone to flourish. The only thing is, I don't know whether it's necessarily true, because I'm just honest and struggle
make
to watch a
things
lot
hard.
of the channels because they're just too mainstream for me now. Like, they're just going to be regurgitating echo chambered information. Because I think I make better content than most professional YouTubers.
They were all just terrible gimmicks at the end of the day.
They're real.
Have we gone
Of course
into?
they're real. I'm a nice man. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, etc. continuing to rehash old tripe rather than putting in any effort and releasing us new stuff.
For a little rinse and repeat.
Like, I literally made exactly a similar style video to this, moaning about what's the point getting. But it just felt so short and unfulfilling in comparison to Yoshi's Island. It just lacked in content. And I promise to you that the next video will have a lot more substance than this one. I'm lost for words with all of this, to be honest, because
In fact, I think it's more comparable to a fistful of ape poo.
Remember these? Camera 64 games? Not that interesting. Boring, 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 boring.
A lot of people do like to know where I get all of my information from. So for me, I use articles upon articles, and I like to peruse through articles in old gaming magazines, which is in part thanks to the loving support my amazing backers have provided me with on Patreon. They give me the additional motivation to continue to work hard and try my utmost to entertain all of you wonderful people. As you probably noticed, I have been able to upload content much more regularly, and that is because I've been able to acquire an editor for this channel. So to be able to remunerate that person for spending all of their spare time helping me out, that is why I've decided to open the Patreon again. Because as you probably understand, my channel is a small channel, not a huge subscriber base, not huge viewing figures, so it doesn't really earn any money for the channel. So if you like what I do, then please consider becoming a backer on Patreon for this channel.
which we'll soon begin discussing more on.
Because I am a really nice man.
Oh, just completely misleading.
Yeah,
Like,
misled 9 million people. They chose to mislead 9 million viewers. How evil is that, really? Like, people say I'm the most evil man on YouTube. Yet
Yeah.
there's people like that around.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm regressing. I have to fight sometimes to keep the evil inside me contained.
see, it must be difficult.
It is. It really is.
Looks like you're struggling right now.
So,
The thing is, if you're in a continuous chase for financial gain, you will end up unhappy. It's as simple as that. Because you can't win that battle.
Well, the ultimate goal
can't-
is fulfillment.
Yeah, but you're not going to get fulfillment from keep adding zeros to the end of your bank account. That doesn't equal fulfillment because there's no creative payoff.
Yeah, so it's not the fact that you're
just
bang
being
out
a
of order.
moron.
Yeah, you're out of order. You're being a moron.
All the revenue is illegally going towards Nintendo.
The thing is,
and I've not got the money to sue them to take that money back.
That is like, I can't afford that. Can't afford that. I need it. I want it, but can't afford that. But obviously by someone who hasn't got a clue what it was.
About these big YouTubers, they've kind of gone the wrong way in life when it comes to the line, with great power comes great responsibility.
Do they have great power though?
Yes, they're influencers. They're reaching a ridiculous amount of people and they're becoming role models. So that now children watching those sort of channels are aspiring to be like those horrible people.
Yes, and hopefully we've given you a little bit of an insight into what it's actually like being a YouTuber, which isn't begging in any way, which I will reiterate again, because you don't have to give us any money. No, but give us some if you like, yes.
Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheerio.